Imagine for a moment that the millions you desire have already come into your life. Not someday, not later, but now. Your consciousness is fully saturated with the feeling of wealth, the feeling of abundance. You are not reaching for it. You are not hoping or praying for it. You are living as if it is already yours. This is the secret Neville Goddard reveals. Your outer world reflects the state of your inner world, and your inner world is molded by the assumption you choose to dwell upon. To act as if you already won millions is to plant a seed in the fertile soil of your imagination and nurture it with unwavering belief. You must understand, deeply and irrevocably, that reality begins not with your physical senses, but with your imagination. Your mind is the workshop where all experiences are forged. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are the master craftsman of your life. When you act as if you have already won millions, you are not pretending or deceiving yourself. Rather, you are engaging in a sacred act of creation. The subconscious mind does not argue with the facts. It simply accepts and manifests what you impress upon it with vivid feeling. Many people mistake wishing or hoping for wealth as the means to acquire it. But wishing is a form of wanting, which implies lack and separates you from the experience. Acting as if you already have what you desire is the bridge from want to fulfillment. It is the doorway through which the invisible becomes visible. Your mind responds to the state you assume, and your feelings are the language through which your subconscious is instructed. Feel rich, feel successful, feel free. Feel these realities now, and watch how your world begins to align with these states. How do you act as if you have already won millions? Begin by changing your inner conversation. Your self-talk is the script that plays in the theater of your mind. Speak as though your millions are your current reality. Say, I am wealthy. I live in abundance. Opportunities flow to me effortlessly. Do this not just with words, but with conviction and feeling. The key is to immerse yourself in the sensation of having already achieved your goal. Imagine opening your bank statement and seeing the balance you desire. Feel the joy, the relief, the excitement. Let these feelings saturate your being. Neville teaches us that the feeling is the secret. Without feeling, imagination is empty. It is the emotional charge behind your imagined scene that awakens the subconscious into action. If you imagine yourself as wealthy, but do not feel the reality of it, the subconscious remains dormant. You must enter your imagined scene through the feeling as if you are already living it. This feeling creates a magnetic pull that draws the external world to mirror your inner state. Do not be concerned with how the millions will come or when. The how and when are the divine affairs, the invisible workings of the universe that respond to your assumption. Your job is to hold steady in the assumption that your millions are already yours. Be faithful to the feeling of abundance, and the external circumstances will conform accordingly. Like a seed planted in rich earth, your assumption will sprout, grow, and bear fruit. Doubt is the poison that stunts this growth, so banish it. Trust the creative power of your imagination, for it is the essence of God within you. Some may ask, but what if my current circumstances contradict my assumption? What if I am in debt or struggling financially? This question reveals the misunderstanding of your true nature. Your outer world is not the final judge of your reality. It is but a reflection of your inner world. When you act as if you already won millions, you are not denying your present circumstances. You are transcending them. You are planting a new seed in your mind's fertile soil, and with patience and faith, that seed will bloom into the reality you desire. Your present state of lack is not a condemnation, but a signpost. It tells you where your consciousness currently resides, and from that awareness, you can choose a different path. You can decide to act as if you have already arrived. You can visualize yourself walking into your mansion, driving your luxury car, donating generously, living freely. The more detailed and sensory-rich your imagined scene, the more convincing it is to your subconscious. Engage all your senses. See the colors, hear the sounds, feel the textures, smell the sense of your new life. This vividness will imprint your subconscious mind with the reality you choose. Acting as if also requires a certain relaxation, a letting go of struggle and effort. Many try to force their desires into reality by anxious striving or desperation. Neville tells us that struggle is a sign of disbelief. True manifestation comes when you are relaxed and confident in the outcome. Trust the unseen process. Hold your mental picture gently yet firmly, without anxiety or resistance. This calm assurance acts like a beacon to your subconscious and the universal forces. It signals that you are ready to receive, and the universe will respond accordingly. Remember that you are not merely imagining a future event. You are living the state of consciousness that produces that event. The millions you want are an expression of your inner state of abundance, generosity, and worthiness. As you act as if you are stepping into the identity of someone who is already wealthy, not just materially, but in spirit. This new identity transforms how you think, feel, and behave. You become a person who naturally attracts wealth, because your vibration aligns with that reality. There is a story Neville often tells about a woman who prayed to be healed. Instead of asking God to remove her illness, she imagined herself as already healthy and vibrant. She felt the sensation of perfect health and persisted in this assumption. Over time, her physical condition changed to reflect her inner state. This principle applies equally to wealth. Act as if you already won millions, and you will find your life changing accordingly. You might say, but what about practical actions? Should I not work or plan? Certainly, action inspired by your new state is necessary. But the actions must come from your assumed state, not from desperation or lack. When you act as if your decisions and efforts will be guided by the confidence and clarity of your imagined reality, opportunities that were once invisible become obvious. Doors open. People and resources align to support your vision. You will find yourself naturally taking inspired steps that lead to your millions. Let me remind you that your imagination is the true reality, and your senses only report the effects of what you imagine. To live as if you have already won millions means to rewrite the script of your life from the inside out. Each night, before sleep, enter the state of the wish fulfilled. See yourself counting your riches. Feel the gratitude swelling in your heart. Fall asleep in this feeling, and your subconscious will work through the night to bring this new reality into your waking world. You may encounter resistance, old habits, or voices of doubt from within or without. This is natural. Your old self clings to familiar patterns, but perseverance in the assumption is the way forward. Like a persistent gardener tending his plants, you must water and nurture your imagined scene daily. Refuse to let the weeds of doubt or fear overtake you. Your millions await your faithful assumption. This teaching is not new. It is the essence of the ancient wisdom found in scriptures and mystical traditions. As a man thinketh, so is he. The Bible states, whatsoever ye desire, when ye pray, believe that ye receive it, and ye shall have it. Neville unpacks these truths with a practical and spiritual clarity that empowers you to realize your desires through the art of living from the end. Act as if you already won millions, not as a fantasy, but as a spiritual practice of faith in the unseen. Your imagination is the divine workshop, and your feelings are the blueprint for your creation. Dwell in the consciousness of wealth. Act from the identity of the millionaire you are becoming, and watch as the outer world shifts to reflect your inner reality. The power is within you. Claim it now. Live as if your millions have arrived, and the universe will answer in kind. When you truly understand the power of acting as if, you realize it is not a superficial game or mere positive thinking. It is the deliberate assumption of a state of consciousness that embodies the reality you desire. The word assume in Neville's teaching means to take upon yourself the feeling of the wish fulfilled, to live inwardly in that completed state. This inward assumption is the cause. The outer manifestation is the effect. When you persist in this assumption with conviction, the outer world must conform to the inner reality. You see, your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between an actual past experience and a vividly imagined one accompanied by strong feeling. This is the key that unlocks the door to unlimited creation. By impressing your subconscious with the feeling of wealth and abundance, You plant a seed that grows unseen beneath the surface of your daily consciousness. Slowly but surely, this seed sprouts into physical evidence. Your outer life will reflect the seed you nurture in your mind. Many people struggle because they identify too closely with their current lack and allow their senses to dictate their beliefs. But the senses are unreliable reporters of truth. They merely reflect the dominant state of consciousness within. To change your world, you must change your assumption. And you do this by controlling your imagination and feeling. Imagine yourself writing a check for $1 million or receiving a check in the mail. Feel the thrill of that moment. Know it is yours now, not someday, but now. The moment you begin to act as if your subconscious mind reprograms itself, it starts to scan your environment for proof of your assumption. This is why it is so important to cultivate the feeling of certainty. Uncertainty, hesitation, or disbelief sends mixed signals to your subconscious and delays manifestation. When you feel sure and certain, you become a magnet for all conditions, people, and circumstances that reflect that certainty. In addition to feeling, your inner dialogue must support your assumption. If your thoughts say, "I want to be rich," but your feelings say, "I don't have enough," you create conflict within yourself and the subconscious is confused. Instead say, "I am rich. I am financially free. Money flows to me easily." Repeat this often, until it is no longer words but a deep felt reality. This inner conviction transforms your entire being. Neville also reminds us to live in the end, meaning, do not look at your current reality and try to guess how to get there. Instead, live from the completed state, from the end result already achieved. This is a radical shift in consciousness. Instead of reacting to conditions, you proactively create them. The millions you desire are not distant goals. They are states of consciousness you inhabit now. It is essential to remove all resistance to your assumption. Resistance comes in the form of doubt, fear, or impatience. These are the mental habits that sabotage your efforts. When doubt arises, recognize it as a sign to return to your inner work. Visualize again. Feel again. Persist with faith. Understand that time is an illusion created by the senses. In the realm of consciousness, your assumption is eternal and instantaneous. One powerful method Neville taught to strengthen your assumption is the practice of revision. If you experience a negative event or thought about money, mentally revise it as you wish it had happened. See yourself succeeding, receiving money, enjoying prosperity. This act rewrites your subconscious programming and prevents old beliefs from blocking your abundance. Your mind accepts the revision as real and begins to build upon it. You may ask, what if I feel like a fraud, acting as if I have millions when I do not? This feeling is natural, but can be overcome. The fraud feeling is your ego resisting change. Know that your ego is the guardian of the old self, reluctant to release limiting identities. Gently but firmly remind yourself that you are not your past. You are the creative power that shapes your present and future. By assuming the millionaire's identity, you align yourself with the truth of your divine potential. Living as if also transforms your behavior. When you act as if you have won millions, you carry yourself with confidence, grace, and generosity. You make choices that reflect abundance rather than scarcity. Your demeanor changes. You become more open, relaxed, and joyful. These changes ripple outward and affect your relationships, opportunities, and overall energy. People respond to your new vibration and are naturally drawn to you. The universe responds to your assumption by rearranging circumstances to support your new state. Synchronicities increase, unexpected gifts arrive, and opportunities present themselves. This is the law of attraction in motion, but it is more accurately described as the law of assumption. What you assume to be true will become your reality. Your inner world calls forth its likeness in the outer world. Remember too, that money is not just paper or numbers. It is a symbol of energy and exchange. When you act as if you have won millions, you are aligning with the energy of wealth, energy that flows freely and abundantly. This alignment changes how you interact with money and people. You begin to see wealth as a natural and joyful part of your existence, rather than something distant or difficult to attain. At times you may face challenges or setbacks. Do not let these shake your assumption. These are mere appearances, like clouds passing across a bright sky. The sky itself remains vast and clear. So too, your consciousness remains steady and sure beneath temporary obstacles. By maintaining your inner vision and feeling, you transcend difficulties and keep your manifestation on course. Neville also emphasizes the importance of gratitude. When you act as if you have already won millions, cultivate a heart full of gratitude for what you have and for what is coming. Gratitude raises your vibration and aligns you with the frequency of abundance. Express thanks as if your millions have already been received. This practice opens channels and accelerates manifestation. Sometimes people get stuck on the notion that wealth must come through hard work or struggle. While inspired action may be necessary, true manifestation does not come from toil, but from alignment. Acting as if you have already won millions frees you from the exhausting cycle of struggle and invites ease and flow. You move through life with confidence and joy, knowing your abundance is guaranteed. Your imagination is a sacred faculty, a direct link to the infinite source. When you harness this power by acting as if you are cooperating with the creative forces of the universe, your millions are not a fantasy, but a destined reality awaiting your acceptance. Step boldly into that reality. Allow your mind to rest in the assurance that your desire is already fulfilled. Visualize yourself living the life you want in great detail. Imagine the morning you wake up in your dream home, the feeling of financial freedom as you plan your day. Hear the conversations you have about your success. See yourself sharing your wealth with others and experiencing the joy of giving. The more you embody this scene, the stronger your subconscious conviction becomes. Do not be discouraged if manifestations do not appear overnight. Sometimes the subconscious requires persistent conditioning to replace deep-rooted beliefs. Consistency is your ally. Return daily to your imagined scene. Nourish it with feeling and faith. Over time, you will notice shifts. Small signs at first, then larger confirmations. Trust this process as natural and inevitable. Acting as if you already won millions is not about arrogance or pride. It is about recognizing and claiming your divine inheritance. You were created to live in abundance. Your imagination is the kingdom within where your desires come to life. By living in this kingdom, you awaken your potential and manifest a life beyond your wildest dreams. Your task is simple yet profound. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and live from that state. Speak as if you are already wealthy. Think as a millionaire. Feel the reality of abundance pulsing through your being. Make this your dominant consciousness, your inner reality, and the external world will follow without fail. This is the law, and it is perfect. When you act as if you already won millions, you align yourself with the creative power that governs all things. You become a co-creator with the divine, shaping your destiny by the assumptions you choose to live by. Your millions are not a distant hope. They are a present truth waiting to be realized through your faith and imagination. Persist in this practice with patience, knowing that all things come to pass in perfect time. Do not be shaken by appearances or influenced by disbelief. Your assumption is your reality. Hold it firmly, nurture it lovingly, and watch as the universe conspires to bring your millions to your doorstep. The journey to your millions begins within. Cultivate the state of consciousness of the person who has already won. Embody this identity fully and joyfully. The rest is effortless, for the power to create lies in your assumption. Act as if and it shall be so. To act as if you already won millions requires a shift in your entire mental landscape. It means stepping beyond the confines of your current reality and boldly entering the domain of your desired state. You must not simply dream or hope. You must inhabit the consciousness of already being wealthy. This is a different state of being altogether. It is the state where your mind, emotions, and intentions are unified in the belief of your fulfilled desire. Neville taught that imagination is not a place you visit. It is a faculty you use to create. When you imagine, you are not fantasizing about a distant future. You are creating a present reality in your consciousness. The vividness of your imagination coupled with feeling is what impresses the subconscious. Your subconscious, in turn, manifests the conditions that correspond to your inner assumption. Imagine the millionaire within you already celebrating their success. See the smile on your face as you check your bank account balance. Feel the excitement and satisfaction as if you are living it now. Don't just think about the money. Feel the lifestyle, the freedom, the generosity, the security that wealth brings. Your subconscious mind accepts the feeling as truth, and your world rearranges to reflect it. Many people hesitate because they feel unworthy of such abundance or fear they are deceiving themselves. Neville would say that this feeling of unworthiness is precisely what you must transcend. It is a false identity rooted in past conditioning. Your true identity is not the limited person you see now, but the infinite creative power capable of shaping reality. Acting as if you are already rich is a declaration of that true self. In this process, it is essential to avoid trying or struggling. Trying implies effort from a place of lack. Instead, act from a place of fulfillment and certainty. Know that your millions are yours, and your role is simply to accept them by embodying their reality now. This acceptance is not passive, but active. It is a conscious choosing to live in the state of the wish fulfilled, regardless of current appearances. When you begin to live in this way, you notice subtle but powerful shifts. Your thoughts become more aligned with abundance. You attract people, ideas, and opportunities that reflect your new state. Doors open that were previously closed. The universe begins to serve your assumption because it recognizes it as your inner reality. This is the magic of living as if it turns invisible forces into visible results. Neville also emphasized that the assumption must be consistent and repeated. Your subconscious mind thrives on repetition and certainty. Each time you return to the feeling of having already won millions, you reinforce the new pattern within. This is why daily mental discipline and imagination exercises are critical. They keep your consciousness fixed on your desired state until it crystallizes in your experience. Avoid doubting the process or questioning the how of manifestation. When you act as if you surrender the mechanism to the infinite intelligence within you, the details will unfold naturally, often in ways you could never have anticipated. Trust is a cornerstone of this process. Trust that your assumption is alive, potent, and working beneath the surface, even when you cannot yet see it. Your environment may still show signs of scarcity or struggle, but these are only temporary shadows. They do not define your reality unless you allow them to. Your inner world is the true foundation. By persisting in the assumption of wealth, you dissolve the power of these external conditions. They lose their grip over your mind and no longer influence your emotional state. In practical terms, this means choosing to feel wealthy even if your bank account says otherwise. It means refusing to entertain thoughts of lack or limitation. Instead, you immerse yourself in the sensation of plenty, security, and joy. You talk to yourself as a millionaire would, confident, grateful, and generous. Your words shape your mind and your reality. Generosity is another profound aspect of acting as if you already have millions. When you give freely, whether money, time, or kindness, you affirm the flow of abundance. Giving creates an energetic exchange that signals to the universe you are a channel for wealth. This act of giving, while in the assumption of already being wealthy, magnifies your manifestation power. You might also use affirmations that reinforce your millionaire identity. But remember, words alone are not enough. They must be backed by feeling. Saying, "I am rich," while feeling doubt will produce no lasting effect. Instead, combine your affirmations with visualization and the deep feeling of the wish fulfilled. This trinity, word, image, and feeling, is the cornerstone of Neville's method. The night before sleep is an especially powerful time to practice acting as if. As you drift into slumber, vividly imagine the moment of having won millions. Feel the emotions of joy, relief, excitement. Allow this feeling to carry you into the dream state. Neville taught that the subconscious is most receptive during sleep, and impressions made at this time are deeply absorbed. Your dreams can become fertile ground for planting the seeds of your assumption. You might even receive intuitive insights or inspirations related to your wealth manifestation. Pay attention to these subtle signs and act upon them with confidence. Your imagination and subconscious mind work as allies to bring you the conditions that match your inner state. Remember that time and space are limitations of the physical world, but your consciousness is not bound by them. When you act as if you already won millions, you transcend the constraints of time. Your mind lives in the eternal now, where all possibilities coexist. This timeless state is where creation happens. By occupying it, you bypass delays and obstacles that seem so real to the senses. You may notice that as you deepen your assumption, you begin to experience a new sense of peace and joy. This is a natural byproduct of living in alignment with your desire. Wealth is not just a material gain, it is a state of consciousness marked by freedom, expansion, and fulfillment. Acting as if you have already won millions awakens this state within you. Sometimes you may face skepticism from others, or even from your own inner critic. Do not let these voices deter you. The opinions of others reflect their own assumptions, not your truth. Your inner conviction is your compass. Keep it steady and firm. When you persist despite opposition, your assumption grows stronger and more real. Another practice to support your assumption is gratitude journaling. Write down all the reasons you are grateful as if your millions are already in your possession. This reinforces the emotional state of abundance and shifts your focus from lack to plenty. Gratitude is a magnetic force that draws more blessings to you. Neville's teachings also encourage you to detach from the outcome in a loving way. This does not mean giving up, but rather releasing anxiety and desperation. When you act as if, you surrender the need to control every detail. You trust the process and let your faith carry you. This detachment creates space for miracles and unexpected blessings. As your consciousness shifts, your relationship with money transforms. You begin to see money as a tool for creating joy and freedom, not a source of stress or limitation. You feel empowered to make wise decisions and to invest in yourself and others. This mature relationship with wealth is part of the new reality you are embodying. To sustain this new state, guard your mind vigilantly. Avoid media, conversations, or thoughts that reinforce poverty or limitation. Surround yourself with affirming influences, whether books, music, or supportive people. Your environment should nurture your millionaire consciousness, helping you stay anchored in the assumption. In summary, acting as if you already won millions is a dynamic, ongoing process of inner transformation. It is a sacred practice of aligning your mind, emotions, and spirit with the reality you wish to create. It demands faith, discipline, and a willingness to let go of old beliefs. But the rewards are immense: financial freedom, peace, and the joyful expression of your true creative power. You are the artist of your life, and your imagination is your brush. Paint the picture of your millionaire self with bold strokes of feeling, belief, and action. Live from that picture every day. Speak as if you have already arrived. Feel the richness in your heart. This is the secret to unlocking the millions waiting for you. Your millions are not waiting out there somewhere. They are a reflection of the state you carry within. Change your inner world, and the outer world must follow. The universe is obedient to your assumption. Act as if you have already won, and your millions will manifest with effortless grace. One of the most subtle but powerful aspects of acting as if you already possess your millions is the way it reprograms your entire being at a subconscious level. Neville teaches us that our subconscious mind does not discriminate between what is real and what is imagined with feeling. When you consistently impress upon your subconscious the reality of your millions, it begins to reshape your habitual thought patterns, emotional responses, and even your physical behaviors. This internal reconditioning is what transforms your external circumstances. Consider how a millionaire carries themselves: the confidence in their voice, the ease in their movements, the calm certainty in their decisions. When you act as if you are that person, you start to adopt these qualities naturally. You think differently, you speak differently, and you make choices that align with abundance rather than scarcity. This shift in behavior sends powerful signals both internally and externally, creating a feedback loop that strengthens your new reality. Neville often emphasized the importance of feeling as the secret ingredient. Feeling is the language of the subconscious. It is not enough to merely say, "I am wealthy." You must feel the reality of that statement in every fiber of your being. Feel the excitement, the gratitude, the relief, and the joy as though your millions are already in your bank account. This feeling permeates your consciousness and becomes a beacon that draws your desire into manifestation. There is also the matter of persistence. The path to manifestation is not always immediate, and this can test your faith. Neville reminds us that the inner state must be held firmly until the outer world conforms. Even if external circumstances remain unchanged for a time, your job is to maintain the assumption unwaveringly. Like a gardener who waters the seed daily without seeing immediate growth, your faithfulness to the assumption nurtures the reality until it sprouts into existence. It is important to understand that acting as if is not about pretending or deceiving yourself. It is about recognizing a higher truth, that your desired state already exists in the realm of consciousness. Your present reality is simply a reflection of what you have believed and assumed so far. By changing your assumption to that of having already won millions, you are aligning with a more powerful truth, one that has the capacity to transform your entire life. Another powerful practice Neville advocates is the mental diet, where you consciously monitor and control your thoughts throughout the day. This means catching yourself when you slip into doubt, worry, or fear, and gently redirecting your mind back to the feeling of abundance. This mental vigilance strengthens your inner state and prevents negative beliefs from undermining your assumption. In addition, Neville's use of the revision technique can be applied here. If you encounter moments of discouragement or events that seem to contradict your assumption, mentally revise those scenes in your imagination to align with your millionaire state. See yourself responding as the wealthy person you are becoming, turning challenges into opportunities, and walking through life with confidence and ease. This mental revision reshapes your subconscious expectations and keeps your assumption pure. You might wonder about the role of faith versus action. Neville clarifies that faith is not passive waiting, but a dynamic inner activity. When you act as if you already have your millions, you are embodying faith in its highest form. Action then flows naturally from this state, not from effort or desperation. You take inspired steps, not forced ones. Your actions become expressions of your inner reality, and they move you closer to the physical manifestation of your wealth. In this process, it is helpful to cultivate patience and compassion with yourself. Transformation is a journey, and every moment you spend in the assumption of your millions is a victory. Celebrate these moments, no matter how small they seem. Your commitment to this practice is a testament to your belief in your own creative power. Imagine the daily routine of your millionaire self. How do you start your day? What thoughts fill your mind? What feelings guide your choices? Imagine yourself engaging in your work or passion with a sense of abundance and freedom. Feel the excitement of having options, the joy of generosity, and the satisfaction of security. Let these imagined experiences saturate your consciousness until they feel as natural as breathing. This daily mental rehearsal creates new neural pathways in your brain, effectively rewiring your mindset toward wealth and success. Your brain becomes accustomed to the feeling of abundance, and your body relaxes into this new state. Over time, this alignment becomes your dominant reality, and your external world must follow. It's important to keep in mind that money is energy, a reflection of the value you give and receive. When you act as if you already possess millions, you align with this energy flow. You become a magnet for opportunities, ideas, partnerships, and resources that match your frequency. This energetic alignment is invisible but profoundly real, and it is the core of Neville's teaching. You may find that as you deepen your assumption, unexpected doors begin to open. Perhaps a new business opportunity arises, or you meet someone who offers guidance or support. Maybe you discover talents within yourself that you had never noticed before. These synchronicities are signs that your inner world is manifesting outwardly. Neville's method encourages you to live fully in the present moment while holding your future reality firmly in mind. This may seem paradoxical, but it is the key to manifestation. You do not wait for your millions to appear before you act like a millionaire. You act like one now, here in the present. This creates a seamless flow from imagination to reality. Another aspect to consider is the power of language. The words you use with yourself and others shape your reality. Avoid negative or limiting language about money. Instead, speak affirmatively and in the present tense. Say, I am wealthy. I am financially free. I live in abundance, and truly feel these words as truth. Your subconscious takes these linguistic patterns and creates the corresponding experience. You may also develop rituals that anchor your assumption. For example, when you handle money, Do so with reverence and gratitude, as if you are already a millionaire managing great wealth. When you make financial decisions, do so confidently and thoughtfully, reflecting your inner abundance. These small actions reinforce your millionaire identity and build momentum toward manifestation. Neville's teaching ultimately invites you to see yourself as God, the creator of your reality. This perspective shifts responsibility and power to you. You are not at the mercy of external circumstances or other people. You are the sovereign architect of your life, and your imagination is the blueprint. Acting as if you already won millions is you claiming your divine right to create and enjoy prosperity. In moments when doubt arises, return to the feeling of your fulfilled desire. Recall a time when you truly felt joy, success, or abundance, and let that memory fuel your current state. Use it as proof that you can access the feeling of your millions now. This inner proof is more powerful than any external evidence. The process of manifestation is a dance between desire, assumption, feeling, and faith. By acting as if you already won millions, you engage fully in this dance. You step confidently onto the stage of creation, knowing that your performance shapes the reality you experience. Remember, the universe does not operate on a linear timeline. Your millions may appear in a sudden, unexpected way, or gradually unfold over time. Both are valid manifestations of your assumption. Stay present and open to the unfolding, maintaining your inner state with joy and certainty. As you embody your millionaire self, you also inspire others. Your confidence, generosity, and success become a beacon that encourages those around you to elevate their own assumptions. In this way, your manifestation contributes to a greater ripple of abundance and transformation. Ultimately, acting as if you already won millions is about living in a state of gratitude, joy, and creative power. It is a practice of aligning with your highest vision and holding that vision steady through all circumstances. Your millions are already yours in the realm of imagination, and through your unwavering assumption, they must appear in your experience. To conclude, remember this: the life you desire, the millions, the freedom, the joy, is not something waiting for you somewhere out there. It already exists within you, in the powerful realm of your imagination and feel. When you act as if you have already won, you are not pretending. You are claiming your divine right as the creator of your reality. Hold fast to that assumption with unwavering faith. Embody the feelings of abundance, and let your inner world blaze so brightly that your outer world cannot help but reflect it. The millions you seek are not a distant dream. They are your present truth, waiting to be lived. So step boldly into that truth now, and watch how the universe bends effortlessly to fulfill the vision you hold. Your power is immense, your victory assured. Act as if you already won, and your millions will manifest, not someday, but now.